Hello everyone, this is Katie's Fat Fit Journey, and this is just another episode. This one is going to be about cardiomyopathy and me. So if you don't know already, if you don't know me, I do have dilated cardiomyopathy. I've had this since around 2013 at the age of, I believe it was about 16 or 17. And this is just sort of a little bit of information about cardiomyopathy and how it affects me generally, and in regards to running and stuff like that. So yeah, I found out I had cardiomyopathy literally, not by fluke, but I did have a few symptoms such as breathlessness, palpitations, dizziness, and it was during a routine asthma check that the nurse actually done me pulse and said, "Oh, it's a little bit quick," and asked me the general question: did I have any stress? Did I have any sort of anxiety? Anything going on? And I was like, no. I said, but I have noticed it's been higher recently. So she went and had a little chat to the doctor, and the doctor thinks she's typical, teenage girl. Oh, it's probably hormones, it's probably stress, it's probably anxiety. But sent me for a few checks anyway, just to be on the safe side. So yeah, had stress echo, had ECG, had 24-hour ECG, had echocardiogram, had MRI scan, and it come back that I had cardiomyopathy. Luckily, only a mild type of cardiomyopathy. So my ejection fraction is only slightly affected, which is a thing they use to diagnose cardiomyopathy, as well as other sort of signs and symptoms and other diagnoses such as thickening of the left ventricle or the ventricles in itself. But yeah, I've had cardiomyopathy since 2013. To be fair, I've probably been asymptomatic for about the past 5 odd years. So asymptomatic just means I've not really had any symptoms that I can associate to the cardiomyopathy. The funny thing is, my mum's also got cardiomyopathy, the exact same type. They thought it was genetically connected. We had all genetic testing. It's not. We're not connected in any way genetically with the cardiomyopathy, which is strange because we both got the exact same one. My nan had heart problems, my granddad had heart attacks, so it does run in the family, cardiac problems, but just unlucky that, yeah, I've just got it, but it is what it is. It could have been something from an infection or something when I was younger. Used to get tonsillitis quite a lot, so, and I'm stemming it down to probably that and the amount of infections that I did used to get. But yeah, as I said, symptom wise, it was generally palpitations, dizziness, fatigue, breathlessness, or like little exertion, like going up and down the stairs, stuff like that. But again, I was overweight, so you could put a lot of them things down to the fact of being overweight too, and it can be, but obviously it wasn't. So initially I was on some medication, beta blocker, and a sort of a beta blocker and medication for blood pressure. Not that my blood pressure is high, but it's an adverse effect. So when your heart rate elevates, your blood pressure elevates, meaning because I've naturally got a higher heart rate, my blood pressure is naturally going to be higher, which obviously increase your risk of stroke and other wonderful things. So in order to reduce that risk, they like your heart rate to be lower, they like your blood pressure to be lower, especially like when you're in your sleep phase, because you're not fully rested if your heart rate's quite high. So yeah, I was on, I think it was bisoprolol and was it losartan, initially, only a very low dose. But then with me running and stuff, I approached the question that obviously my ejection fraction had been the same for about 3 or 4 years. It hadn't changed, hadn't gone any worse, hadn't gone any better, and asked if the possibility that I could trial coming off medication to see if anything does change or how I feel. So my consultant said, yeah, let's give it a go. Obviously, we're still getting yearly checks and everything like that, and just to make sure everything was okay. And I've been off medication ever since. Really, every time I've gone back, my ejection fraction's luckily been the same. It's not got any worse, not got any better. Obviously, my weight's changed, so that's a bit of positive because it's only going to improve your cardiovascular health. But yeah, basically I've just still been asymptomatic, and off medication for a good few years. They are trying to put me back on medication just because they believe it's a safer option, and studies have shown that people with cardiomyopathy on medication have a likelihood of it not getting any worse or reoccurring, whereas people who are on medication, the risk is higher of your ejection fraction getting worse and your cardiomyopathy getting worse. But as I said, I've got dilated cardiomyopathy, and that just means the ventricle, depending on which one, is basically dilated, is wider, is thicker than the other side, meaning basically the blood flow is reduced due to the ejection fraction, which is your pumping mechanism of the heart. So when it squeezes and makes your heart beat, mine is a little bit weaker, meaning that it takes a little bit longer for the blood to flow around, essentially. So yeah, and there is different types of cardiomyopathy. There's dilated, hypertrophic, arrhythmogenic. There's quite a few different ones that require more intensive sort of treatment methods and are a little bit more serious. But yeah, I was going to obviously run the London Marathon a few years ago for cardiomyopathy UK, just because I wanted to promote the fact that you can have a heart condition. It doesn't define you, in the sense that you can't do the things you enjoy or the things you love, and that, yeah, although obviously you may have symptoms or you may not, but I just wanted to say that, you should give things a go, you should try things, and that I was given the all clear by my consultant to be able to run and stuff. There was no risk of any sort of further problems down the line, whereas unfortunately some people with cardiomyopathy can't exercise due to the risk of a sudden cardiac arrest, but luckily I'm not in that category. But yeah, I love running, hate running at times, but yeah, I was running the London Marathon for cardiomyopathy, but unfortunately due to the rules changing, I wasn't able to run for cardiomyopathy UK anymore, just due to them saying that we don't want to spread the message that people with cardiomyopathy should go out and run marathons, because obviously not everyone with cardiomyopathy can, which is a bit obviously sad because I'd raised some money for them and stuff like that. But I do appreciate obviously their message, but it's just a bit crap that the rules have got changed probably in around the October time. I've been raising money with them for a good few months, but it is what it is. I'll continue to sort of raise awareness for cardiomyopathy, because I'm going to have it for the rest of my life, and I do want to obviously just spread the message that you can have heart problems, you can have other medical problems, and you can still do the things you enjoy. Yeah, I think naturally I have a higher heart rate, so on most runs where they should be easy, my heart rate sits naturally higher, which makes the exercise harder. I do get cold hands, cold feet. Generally, I do not have the best circulation because I do get blotchy legs. But other than that, I don't have no swelling, I don't get chest pains, I don't get dizzy. I get a heart rate that goes high naturally because it should go high when you exercise, which is what they do through the stress echo test. I had the stress echo on the treadmill, the stress echo on a bike. I've had them all, just down to obviously being a paramedic, needing your C1, and they need you to get an intensive test to make sure you're not going to die at the wheel. So I've had them done multiple times over the past few years just for me C1 license to be renewed, basically. And yeah, it is what it is. But as I said, my mum's got cardiomyopathy, the exact same type. She's is quite more severe than mine, so she's on a lot more medication for it, and obviously she's got other heart problems as well. But yeah, I'm just grateful that I'm able to run, able to move my body and exercise with a heart condition, and be a person of advocate for, I've got a heart condition, but that doesn't define what I can and can't do. There may be times it gets worse, hopefully not. Fingers crossed, tap on wood that it doesn't. But there might be in the future, we never know, do we? That's exactly what this journey is about. We don't know what our future holds, we don't know what tomorrow brings. So go out and get it today, don't wait for another chance or another opportunity, just go and basically pursue that opportunity. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know a little bit about me, a little bit about what cardiomyopathy is, how it affects me in daily life. Not really, because I don't, as I said, don't get any symptoms apart from naturally higher heart rate, which I'll show you on another little clip, just how it elevates from me sitting to standing and going upstairs and stuff like that. But that's just something I've learned to come to terms with, really. So yeah, thanks for watching again, and if there's anything else that you want to know about cardiomyopathy, drop a comment in the description or inbox me privately if there's anything specific, or just let me know what other videos that you want to actually see. I think next video I'm sort of going to do is a bit of a shoe rotation in regards to running and what shoes I do have currently in the mix, and how I find them. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all at the next one. Have a good day, everyone.